Welcome back to the SimZone, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, as we're watching Van Hoorn there, crashes the wall. But we are back for another round of the SimSok GT3 Championship, and we are at Monza this time. Track is slightly greasy, but before we go any further, I am joined once again by Cody. Good to have you once again with us.
Yeah, thanks for having me again on the stream.
Yeah, it's going to be another great race. I mean, already look at qualifying. The top two within, less than 100th of each other. They're separated by 8 thousandths there, and looks like the gap for Stilvason isn't coming up at the moment. He hasn't put in a valid lap, so I believe that's what it is. But it should update very shortly. Hutchinson in P4 as well. So he's towards the top in the Honda. Now we do have a couple Hondas sat in the pits. They've got qualifying bans, so they unfortunately will be starting from the back of the grid. But coming into this round, let's have a quick look at the standings. Oscar Hoorn currently sat on the top of the tables there on 106 points, followed by Kellaway in P2 on 99. Then Stilvason in P3 on 94, Cascatu in P4 on 90 points, Pertau, who is serving a qualifying ban for today, in P5 on 87, Loverink in P6 on 84 points, Castellino, the other driver who has a qualifying ban, in P7 on 81 points, Jan Barth in P8 on 78 points, Bourgeois in P9 on 75, and rounding off the top 10, Van Hoorn on 72 points. So still very close coming into this round. Obviously it's only been one round here. It's round 2, and we do have some rain here, greasy track, and it is possible that it could be a dry race, and there is a possibility that it could go from dry to wet or vice versa. We just don't know at the moment, but looking at this qualifying session, it is so close. The top 6 all within a second of each other. Looks like that is Hans Koh, who's just outside that second there in the Honda. But yeah, the wet really does mix things up, and obviously the wet, the mixed conditions going to favour the Astons once again, as we've seen from previous seasons. The Aston very strong in the wet as well. So there will be ones to look out for. Hart, Alan Hart. Oh, he's facing the wrong way there. He wasn't with us for round 1, but he's back with us for round 2 here. It looks like he just gets dropped down into P5. Loverink goes into P3 there, just under 2 tenths off of that provisional pole time set by Kellaway, which is a 151.642. Looks like Cascatu is coming up towards Parabolica. He's 7 tenths up. If he finds some more time here, he could take a provisional pole. He's 8 tenths up now. Can he keep it on the exit? It's going to be so close for Cascatu. I don't think it's going to be enough though. Let's see. As he crosses the line, he goes provisional pole there, and Oscar Hoorn following him takes pole back. So maybe a bit of slipstream there, although he is quite far back, so I don't know if that slipstream would have been enough, but yeah, immediately replying back and putting it back on provisional pole, and he's 2 tenths up on the exit of turn 1. So once again, Hull showing why he is leading the championship and why he deserves to be at the top. But Kellaway coming up towards Ascari is 4 tenths up here. Flash of the lights from him. Was he flashing someone in front of him? I'm not sure. Who is the car that's in front? Yes, it's a Mercedes. They've moved out the way, and I believe that might have been Johnny Marsh there, who's just moving out the way of these lead cars. But let's see. Kellaway is 3 tenths up. Oscar Hall still improving on his lap. Cascatu still improving on his lap as well. I think this qualifying session is going to go down to the wire, Lapria, or Cody, whatever you like to be called. Up to you.
Yeah, it's very close again. All within a couple of tenths on the top.
Yeah, very close. And Kellaway takes provisional pole there. Where is Oscar Hall on track. Oh, he's very sideways on the exit of Ascari, but he's still up on his time. Cascatu likewise 2/10 up. Oscar Hall is 3/10 up. But let's see if he can hold it together. He's lost some time due to that slide. Cascatu gaining another 10th coming through Parabolica. It's going to be very close here between all these top 5. And let's see, Cascatu is going to cross line into P2, but oh, there we go, putting it back onto provisional pole at 151.1 there, and 2/10 clear of Callaway and Cascatu in P2 and P3.
And the Aston Martin is not surprisingly quick, but the gap is at 2/10, so that's quite a margin.
Yeah, it looks like Co has just put it up into P2. They're exactly 2/10 off of Hall in P1. And it looks like as the rain gets less and less, the track's becoming a bit grippier. And no, still Vason puts it into P2, just under a 10th to Oscar Hall there in P1. It's so close in this qualifying session. But yeah, like I said, the rain becoming less and less, the cars are going around the track more and more, and there is, well, they're creating more of a dry line on the track. It's only greasy, so it's not going to be too bad, but they're going to be pushing that water to the edges of the track and laying down some rubber. Looks like Kellaway is now gone provisional pole at 151, almost flat there. Just 400ths quicker than Hall. And let's see, this is so close. Looks like Hall is going to run slightly wide there, still within track limits though, and he's still on a lap here. 3/10 up is Hall, who's in front. Looks like it's Cascatu, who's not up on his lap time. So it looks like Hall might be able to take back. Well, he is going to be able to take back provisional pole here. And he's 3/10 up, and that slipstream's definitely helped him. But Cascatu pulls into the pits now, and Hall crosses the line at 150.760, 3/10 quicker than Kellaway. He's still on a lap at the moment. Panara still 5/10 up, and if he holds this together, he's going to be looking for possibly P14, P13, and he's coming up towards the. Find a few corners here. Well, there's not many corners at Monza as it is, but he's coming through Ascari. And he's 6/10 up now. Looks like Terito in P24 as well, a second up, but 5 seconds off the pace. Well, it's going to be less than that now as he crosses the line. He's going to improve there up into P23. He goes Fanara. Still out on track. He's going to round off Parabolica now, and this is going to put him, I think it's going to be P13 or P14. Let's see. He crosses the line, and P14 there for Fanara. So a good drive from Fanara, and there we have it, ladies and gentlemen. It is Oscar Hall in P1, Kellaway in P2, and Milton Steele Vason in P2. We'll be back very shortly for the start of this race, so make sure to stay tuned. All right, we're back onto the formation lap, and it looks to be dry here at Monza.
Yeah, I don't see any wipers going off at the moment, but it is dark.
Yep, it is nighttime, and still, you never know. It could the weather could suddenly change, and we could see some rain, but it's not too overcast, so we are okay for now. I think. Here we go. You can hear the cars roaring past there, but let's get the pit stops up as well, and the top drivers here. It's going to be very, very tough, especially coming to turn 1. We know how Monza is notorious for its turn 1, and I mean, I don't think many sim racers like Monza turn 1 at all, to be honest. What do you think, Cody?
Oh, once a turn 1 is always a lottery. Who comes out clean, and you never know what's happening.
Yep.
Especially in the dark, when people will miss their braking spots maybe, and hopefully they don't go 3 wide there.
Yep, I mean, they've been briefed not to, so fingers crossed they don't. We can see them trying to get some heat into their tyres. Not exactly sure what Callaway is trying to do there. Probably just trying to get some heat as well into those tyres. Yeah, it's going to be a tough race for the top guys here.
Yeah, I think it will be a hard race, but with the speed of the Aston Martins and Ferrari and maybe the Honda, they will be it will be a bit better. But the cars are going to struggle is the Porsche, I think. Within the quali, I didn't see them anywhere in the top half, so hopefully they can still make up some places.
Yeah, I mean, the Porsches look there. Vasala down in P18, Barth in P20, which isn't at the back of the grid, but we have to remember a few drivers have, well, a couple of drivers got some qualifying brands, and a couple are new, or fairly new to ACC. So, yeah, they will be qualifying below that. Marsh in between those two Porsches as well. He's going to benefit on the straights, especially with the slipstream.
And I think the Porsches, all the Porsches will have a lowdown for setup. And that will be the best, I think, for them to keep any chance on the straight.
Yeah, definitely. I know, we should see the drivers lining up 2 by 2 very shortly here. But last time at Silverstone, Bull was able to pull away by quite a margin. I think he had no one bothering him at the top whatsoever. It's pretty much from P2 to P4, all battling for podiums. And Hull was just riding off into the distance, pretty much running a race of his own. So let's see if any of the drivers can put up a challenge to him this time. I think Callaway, well, the top 5, top 6 even, are all going to be much, much closer here at Monza. But let's see, this is the moment of truth. Can they keep it clean into turn 1 is the question. We're going to get going very, very shortly here. Lord Pearl saying, I guess the electric veer is too high at Monza too.
Yeah, probably, but I think we're green at this moment. And
yes.
Who having a great start. Callaway is slotting in behind.
Yeah, Lovering on the outside though, and it looks like Callaway is trying to fend him off. He's going to move back over to the racing line, and looks like we are fairly clean. Oh, a bit of contact in the background. That was one of the Hondas. That was Coe, I think. Was it Coe? No, it was Hutchinson who made a bit of contact there, and looks like he's dropped down the order a bit, but he slotted back in. And who came out worse of that? Was it Cascatu? Yes, it was. He's right at the back now. We saw there Hutchinson just miss his brake, or braking a bit too late, and attacking the back of Cascatu there, which is unfortunate. But the rest of the field has been very, very clean, considering it is Monza.
And first lap incident, yeah, it can always happen, of course, but it was only one, and who was trying to pull away with a gap already of 1.2 and still facing in P2 with Callaway right behind him. P3.
Yeah, and I think it might be a case of Hoorn pulling away and leaving the rest of the field behind once again. We just have to wait and see here. But yeah, like you said, Callaway and Steel Vason very, very close. All the drivers running quite wide there, but it's still within track limits. You can use pretty much all of that exit. And who's that off? It's one of the Ferraris going to come back across the track. Who was that? I think it was Bourgeois maybe, facing the wrong way. I'm not exactly sure. No, it was Pixley who's into the wall, and we saw Pixley have lose the car at Silverstone as well, coming through Mags and Beckett, and now he's lost the car once again on the first lap. He's really struggling with the car at the moment. Looks like that was Cascatu very deep there into Parabolica. I think he may be struggling with the damage he's got. Oh wow, that's some heavy damage on that Audi, and I think he's going to have to hit stop. That's a real shame for Cascatu there, but it looks like one of the drivers, I think that was Steel Vason, having to take avoiding action. I believe he was using the escape road there, but he hasn't gained any time, and well, he hasn't gained any positions at least, and he's still in P2 here, about a second behind Hoorn. Callaway still there in P3, Loverick still close to them as well, Hans Cole as well. All these 5 drivers still very close, and a bit of sparks flying there as well. Was that the gravel? I'm not sure, but they are pulling away from the rest of the field. We've got Otto in P6. Otto wasn't able to attend the first round, but he's back with us now for round 2, and looks to be bending off Bourgeois in P7 at the moment.
But look how busy it gets out of the last Lesmo up to the Ascari corner.
Yeah, it looks like Bourgeois got the move done coming up towards Ascari, so he's overtaken Otto here. He's got a better exit. Oh, has he? They're still side by side here, but Bourgeois is going to have the inside coming through Ascari, and there we go. He's got it done. So he moves up to P6. Looks like Otto still close behind though. Look at this train. I mean, it's unbelievable. We've got Bourgeois, followed by Otto, then Hart, then Pryor, then Hutchinson, and then Midema not too far behind, but he's involved in another battle there. And who's that in the background? That's Fanara eyeing up a move. Oh, sorry, no, it was Fredella eyeing up a move on Fanara. We've still got so many battles going on throughout the field here.
And with the first set being a little bit of a slipstream fest, and the BMW not known of his blind speed, so Fredella trying to keep it close so he maybe can overtake him in one of the next corners. But Fanara has a good exit out of the first chicane. The gap getting a little bit bigger.
Yeah, it is, and like you said, the BMW is going to struggle in the straights. But they are keeping up. They're managing to keep up. As long as they can stay within the slipstream, they should be okay. But you've also got this battle going on for. Actually, Callaway's dropped back off of Steel Vason there, so they're actually a couple of tenths apart. But yeah, that gap has increased. I mean, just look at this train of cars we've got at the moment. It's not easy to try and decide who to watch, but it's Bourgeois leading this train, followed by Otto, then Hart, then Hutchinson, Pryor, Midema, Fanara, Fredella, and it just goes on and on and on. Pretty much
one scary view.
Yeah.
All the cars in the back.
Yeah, you would not want to be in Bourgeois' position at the moment, especially with that Audi. I mean, the Audi's such a mean-looking car, and Otto, you can see here, catching up, under braking, but I'm not sure. Actually, he's going to get a good exit as well. Bourgeois, a bit of oversteer on the exit. Track is up to him though, but it is cold here at Monza, and Bourgeois is going to have to think about going defensive. Look at the closing speed there from the Audi. He's not exactly within the slipstream, but now he is. And it looks like Bourgeois are going defensive. They're going to be side by side, coming up towards turn 1, almost touching wheels there. And Hutchinson on the outside, but he's going to have to back out of that move. And Hart holds on there to P6. Bourgeois holds on to Hart holds on to P8. Bourgeois holds on to P6. Look how close. Oh, what's happened to Hoorn?
Did Hoorn make a mistake, or is it timing?
Yeah, I think there's an error there. He may have had some connection issues. Yeah, I'm not exactly sure what's happening to Hoorn at the moment. I think he is struggling with connection, unfortunately. It looks like he has disconnected.
What a shame for a race leader. He had a little bit of a gap.
Yeah, he was leading the race, and there you go. Struggling with connection, and he's gone, unfortunately, which is not great. It's quite odd because he was perfectly fine in the first round. But you never know. That's what happens with technology here in this day and age. 1 minute can be perfectly fine, the next minute it's gone.
And Bourgeois still trying to defend from Otto, who's only 2 tenths behind him. But now it's a battle of who has the best exit out of the Parabolica. But Otto really under the rear wing of Bourgeois.
Yeah,
and pulling out of the slipstream.
Yeah, he's looking towards the inside.
Who is faster?
Yep, he is. He's going to slingshot past, although actually Bourgeois still on the outside. The Hart in the Ferrari just behind. Bourgeois pulls back towards the inside here. Could he try and take back this position? Contact between the two. And looks like Otto did not want to be overtaken there. But yeah, a bit of a coming together between the two drivers. The braking boards, the bollards on the escape rod there already disintegrated. But yeah, that was a bit of a questionable move there from the both of them. A bit questionable driving from the both of them even. And Otto, where is he dropped down to? Yeah, P15, and oh wow, he's in the thick of it all. We've got some a group of cars going on here. No, there's been contact. Alan Hart, looks like Hart and Van Hoorn there coming into contact. They've both been spun around. Looks like Hart might be waiting to return that position, so good respectful driving there from Hart. That's great to see. And he's returned that position, but I think that was he's saying sorry as well with his hazards on. But yeah, I think that was inevitable with how close they were. Looks like Pertau already up into P11. He's stuck behind Hutchinson and Midema. Looks like Otto right in the back of them as well, and it's going to be who can get past using the slipstream here. We've got so many cars to look at. Looks like Pertau will be able to get past. He's on the outside though. Midema looking towards the inside. We can't go 3 wide here. Looks like there we go. They've slotted back into abreast. But yeah, Pertau getting that move done. Hutchinson's still in front. Midema still side by side with Otto. These two still going at it. Looks like Midema has a bit of damage on the front of that BMW. They're coming into turn 1. Looks like Otto is in front, and he goes defensive there. Midema's not going to be able to get back past, but late on the brakes there for Pertau, almost losing the rear end, but he's overshot the corner, and looks like he's not going to be able to hold on to Hutchinson. Flies back past. Looks like Otto's carrying some bollards with him as well, just as a souvenir. But there we go, it's gone now. And yeah, Pertau, a bit of an ambitious move. He almost lost the car on the braking, as we saw. But yeah, wasn't able to work for him. And Otto isn't going to be able to get that done. Maybe Pertau getting a bit impatient now.
And Pertau trying to overtake Hutchinson here in the first Lesmo. And Hutchinson leaving the gap for Pertau. So Pertau overtakes him quite easily. Maybe Hutchinson tries to stay in the slipstream of Pertau so he can overtake him back on the straight. Maybe some smart racing, but Pertau is creating a gap already of 7 tenths going into the Ascari. but Otto's still on the back of Hutchinson with only 4 tenths.
Yeah,
And still in the slipstream, but Hutchinson goes a bit wide, but Otto has a better exit out of Ascari.
yeah, and he's already got that move done coming into the braking zone. Hutchinson's going to have to back out of that move as he does. You can see in the background, Topinka down the inside of Miedema here. Can he hold on though? Looks like he will be able to, and he moves up into P12. You can see there in the background, that's Barth. He's just about a second back, so he's not really going to be being pulled along by the slipstream. He's just out of that range.
What a start from Barth, winning already 6 positions in the Porsche.
Starting P20, like you said, 6 positions. Pertal though, Castorino with the most positions gained. He's up into P5 after starting last. Here, he's gained 22 positions after starting P27 in the race. And wow, Castorino, maybe a redemption race for him. Didn't have the cleanest of races last time out at Silverstone, but look at that, the gap between top 4 and the rest of the field, 10 seconds.
And what a pace does the top 4 have? Going back to Hutchinson, who lost a couple of positions and maybe made a mistake with promoting Miedema and Barth a position.
Yeah, so Barth up into P30 now. He's actually very close to Miedema here, and he's within the slipstream. Can he actually get past? Looks like he's got a better exit. He's looking towards, no, he's out of the slipstream now, so he's not going to be able to do it. But look at that damage on the front of that BMW. Headlights flickering as well, so that's not going to help his straight line speed whatsoever. And look at the train that's forming behind Miedema again. So it's Barth, Hutchinson, then Fredella as well in the Audi.
And Miedema probably trying to survive with Fredella moving it up the inside of Hutchinson.
Yeah, great move. He sold Hutchinson the dummy, and into P14 he goes. Why so? It showed that Topinko's in the pits for a second. I think that's just might be the bug on Monza. If you drive too close to the pit wall, the pit sign comes up.
And Barth just overtook Miedema, so Barth making up 8 positions on the starting race.
Yeah, that damage from Miedema is not helping him whatsoever, and you can see here Fredella using the slipstream to then pull along the inside here, and he's going to get that move done easily, I think, later in the brakes, and yeah, he's got the inside there, so Miedema's not able to fight back just yet. Hutchinson's still on the back of this battle. Looks like Purcell was caught up, another fitted UK Motorsport driver there, but in the BMW, look how close Hutchinson is to the back of Miedema.
And Miedema just trying to hang on for at least 5 minutes till the pit window opens. He can finally fix his damage, but Hutchinson eager to pass Miedema.
Yeah, looks like we've got Hoorn back as well, so that's good to see.
Fortunately for him with the disconnection, but hopefully he can still make a good race. And going to Topinka, who's battling with Otto in the Audi. Lamborghini versus Audi. Who has a better exit out of the Parabolica with Otto in the slipstream. But I think he's a bit too far away for send up the inside into the first turn.
Yeah, no, he's definitely too far to make that move stick. And we've also got another battle going on, Bourgeois and Pryor, although Bourgeois has lost a bit of time now to Pryor, so he's made a bit of a mistake coming into turn 1, but he's still within a few tenths, so that's another battle going on. Looks like Topinka is going to have to start defending now. Otto's got the slipstream. Is he going to look towards the inside? No, once again, just not close enough. And maybe that damage not helping him either.
And of course the damage on the first lap. But still he's really close to Topinka. Trying to stay as close as he can, so yeah, for the most slipstream he can get.
Yeah, I mean, these two currently lapping in the 150s and 153s. Oh, well, actually, Topinka with a mistake that last lap. Currently in the... Actually, no, they are both in the 153s, sorry. Fanara just in front is in the 150s, and contact between the two. And looks like Topinka's got spun around there. And he's going to have to wait for all these cars to go past before he can get the car facing the right way here. And that's really unfortunate for Topinka.
And I think Jan Barth clipped a bit of Topinka's car, so probably some damage for Barth.
Yeah, looks like he's got a bit of damage on the front, on the nose of that Porsche, but he's going to look towards the inside of Fredella, and he's getting a move done on the Audi. Can he get this done down the straight though? Looks like the Audi might be able to hold on here and might be able to come back past. Yeah, look at that. It's just so much quicker on the straight, and even with that exit from Barth, he wasn't able to get that move done. So he's going to have to slot back in to P12.
Yeah, but still a great race from all of these drivers. And really close racing.
Yeah, very, very close racing between all of them.
And Hutchinson on the back of Barth, trying to gain a bit of time on Barth. But of course the Honda having a better top line speed. And Barth is having a better exit than Fredella, but he cannot pass just because of the Audi's straight line speed.
Yeah, Hutchinson in P12 has been very, very patient. And oh, a huge mistake from Barth. He got all over the curb and he's into the wall. That's even more damage for him. You can see there his headlights flickering. But I think he's going to have to think about pit stop as soon as the pit window opens. But yeah, he's lost a couple of positions. Oh, quite a few positions actually. He's down into P15 now. And he's picked up some damage.
Didn't curse him.
No, I'm not sure. Not too sure. But we look here up towards Pertile and Pryor. Castorino and Pertile both had qualifying bans, and now P5 and P6. Pertile might have to go defensive here. No, he stays to the racing line. Pryor looking towards the inside, but he backs out of that move. Pertile just later on the brakes. And there we have it. He holds on to P6. And if you're looking to pull away, he moves to P4 here. Co right at the back of Loverink as well.
Yeah, we go also in the Honda from P4 to P6 are all Hondas. So they're trying to get it together, I think. And starting off the back. Go only half a second away from Loverink in the Ferrari, and trying to hunt him down with the gap a little bit closer because of the slipstream.
Oh, look at that entry got into Ascari, much better than Loverink, but no, the exit there, he compromised on the exit, and Loverink pulls away there. And that's what you need. You need to focus on the exits here because it leads you onto a very, very long straight. And that's where you're going to gain or lose all of the time. But obviously, Castorino's still in the slipstream. Sorry, Poe still in the slipstream. And there we go, pits are now open, and I assume Barth and those that have damage are probably going to pit as soon as possible, just to minimise the time lost by staying out on the track with their damage. Now looks like Co isn't going to be able to get past. Looks like Purcell and Pixley neck and neck here. They're side by side coming up towards Parabolica. Topinka slightly wide there in the background, and Purcell on the inside, Pixley on the outside, but he backs out of it.
Yeah, probably not enough car in front of Pixley, with Ferrari being a bit faster on the straights. As we see, a lot of cars already in the pit lane, and probably all with damage.
I believe Wire was alright. Maybe he's just trying for an undercut or something. But he's pitting early, yeah, like you said. Fredella, Otto, Barth, Midema, yep, they all have damage as well. Visala into the pits as well. Van Hoorn now into the pits. He's got a bit of damage too. So yeah, I think, like we said, most of the drivers with damage pitting early just to minimise the time that they've lost. And Co once again right in the back of Loverink here.
And Co trying to have the better exit out of the Ascari, and tucking in the slipstream of the Ferrari, but I don't think he's close enough. No, he's not. We're trying to focus on the exit out of the Parabolica. Co Lovering doing a different line than Co, as much on the inside as possibly as he possibly can. Still, the Honda cannot pass. And look at the closing speed into the first corner of the Honda. But again, Lovering with the better exit out of the first chicane.
Yeah, and that's what Loverik is focusing on, the better exits, and the Ferrari as well has some really good acceleration in the lower gears, so that's going to help it pull out of these slower corners. You can see how close Co gets under braking. That's just pretty much the concertina effect for you, I guess. And it looks like there are blue flags already, so I believe that's the drivers who have already pitted. Who the blue flags are for. I think that's Fredella just up in front.
And hopefully for these drivers, you can pass really early.
Yeah.
They will put a little bit hold up, but Fredella moving out of the way nicely.
Yeah, and a bit sketchy there through Ascari for Co, and he clips a bit of the gravel as well. You can see how much time he's lost as a result. Yeah, I think Co not really focusing on the exits of the corners, or maybe he's struggling in some of these corners here. But he closes on the entry and loses it all on the exit. And like you said earlier, different lines between the two. Loverik using a lot more of the track, and there we go. That is Co into the pits for his pit stop now. We switch to the leader, Steele Vason in P1, 4.2 seconds ahead of Kellaway, and Kellaway being closed in by Loverik. Loverik, that last lap was 0.2 quicker. Sorry, 1/10 quicker.
And even though he was battling for a couple of laps with Co, and he still improves his time.
Looks like that is Pixley down the inside of Hutchinson, coming through Parabolica, and he's going to get that move done on the exit. What a move there from Pixley. Luckily, I believe that crash he had earlier didn't give him too much damage, as he hasn't served his pit stop yet, and I can't really see much damage on his car either. It's much more difficult to tell in the night time, but Hutchinson as well, Hutchinson is going to have a slight bit of damage on the front as well after the contact he made into turn 1. So that's not going to help him through the corners or down the straights.
Oh, and Pixley pulling off the move and trying to pull away from Hutchinson. With the Ferrari, who it has almost, I think, similar speed, but Hutchinson closing in on the entry of the corner. Can Pixley do the same as Lovering did to Co? Focus on the exit and just try to pull away and manage the gap.
Yeah, now for Pixley, he's got 3 fitted UK Motorsport drivers behind him. You see that yellow car after yellow car, and he's probably going to be fed up of the yellow cars by the end of the race. He's got 3 of them in his rear view mirrors, and Yeah, I think he's going to want to pull away as soon as possible. He's already got what's that? A 1.5 second gap to Pixley. Sorry, to Hutchinson. So yeah, he's looking to pull away now. And looking at the gap between Loverink and Callaway, it's down to 1.2 seconds. That last lap, Loverink 0.2 quicker. Castorino, though, with the fastest lap of the race, 1:47.4. And that is 0.5 quicker, or 0.6 quicker than the race leader. That last lap, at least.
Yeah, but still the gap being quite large. Maybe he can just settle in for a podium, you never know. But, yeah.
Yeah, it's still a long race. We've still got the pit stops to do, and then after that, once the pit window is closed, it still leaves a whole 20 minutes left of the race. So there's definitely time to be gained here for Castellino on the leaders at least. And yeah, a podium can definitely be possible for him. But it looks like the field's slightly spread out now. Loverink and Callaway are one of the closest cars at the moment. Let's see, let's look further down the grid. Looks like, yes, we have Oscar Hall back. Van Hoorn down in P24 now. Vesala in P23 in the Porsche. Likewise, Jan Barth in P22, also in the Porsche. But yeah, a few drivers still yet to pit. Cascatu obviously had to pit on lap 1 due to that damage. Lanza in P15, Michaels in P14 have to pit, and then it's pretty much P1. Oh, nope, Callaway dives into the pits. Likewise does Steele Vason, so they both followed each other into the pits then. Loverink takes provisional race lead.
It's there's a bit, yeah. Of course, he still needs to pit, and he had a bit of a gap in front of them, but he's having a gap also behind for 4 seconds to Castorino, but Castorino is lapping faster in Loverink with almost 6/10, I believe. So it's only a matter of time, I think, before Castorino will close up to Loverink.
Yeah, Loverink is in clean air though, so he's going to be able to lap some quick times, but like you said, Castorino already closing in. That last lap he was 6/10 quicker than Loverink. Loverink doing a 1:48 flat, Castorino with a 1:47.4. So still pretty much lapping close to his best lap. He's only 400ths off of his best lap of the race so far. He's definitely on a mission to catch up Loverink here, and he's looking for a podium this race, if not more. And now let's have a quick read of the comments. We've got Hypnotized in the comments saying, "The Bourgeois, what a name, love it." Lord Prod saying, "Unlucky Jan, you were doing amazing. 37 seconds of damage due to getting all over the curb and losing the car." Scott Bradley, also known as Bad to Bones, he says, "Great coverage, thank you. I appreciate that a lot." And Loverink now into the pits.
Yeah, so that promotes Castorino now into to P1 till he pits, and Perta is also in the pits. It's a pit window only for 10 minutes open, and Castorino gets it all wrong into the first corner, cutting the chicane.
Yeah, he's going to lose a bit of time by doing so, but we switch to Purcell and Topinka. These two neck and neck once again. Looks like Topinka's going to be in the slipstream here. And is that still racing? Yes, it is behind them. He's already served his mandatory pit stop, but it looks like Topinka looking towards the inside, up towards Parabolica. He's got his car down the inside. It looks like Purcell's not going to fight that one too hard. He may even go into the pits now. You can see he's taking that narrow line through Parabolica. Is he going to keep it out on track? No. He's going to keep it out on track here.
Maybe he sees an opportunity on the straight, but I think he's way too far back.
Yeah, especially against a Lamborghini. I don't think it's really going to work for the BMW.
And Loverink coming out of the pits at any moment now.
Yeah, he's out of the pits now. Oh, crossing that pit exit line. That's a bit of a questionable one there for Loverink, but he's had to cut the corner as well, and he's going to lose some time as a result. Maybe getting a bit flustered with Castorino right behind him. Wait, is that Castorino?
Oh, it's Ko.
Oh, it's
And
Ko.
Ko was flashing the lights, and so maybe Ko is a little bit
Unhappy with that.
With the driving of Loverink. Of course, mistakes can be made.
Yeah, but you can see he hasn't gained any time by doing so here. And Ko is catching back up. Obviously, Loverink is going to be on colder tyres as he's just exited the pits. He still needs to get them up to optimum PSI, optimum temperature. And that's going to take a couple laps here, especially with the ambient temp and track temp being so cold. Only 16 degrees, which isn't much at all. So it's going to benefit Ko at the moment.
Yeah, with Ko having the warmer tires going into Sky, Ko will have, I think, a little bit more confidence with his warmer tires. These two battling before the pit stops, and now they right behind each other again. And the gap is 0.7 of a second, with Loverink again focusing on the exits, and Ko focusing on the entry of the corner.
Yeah. But Ko's going to be in the slipstream. Let's see if he can close that gap even more, down to 0.3. And look at the closing speed from the Honda. It's not going to be enough, but he's gained himself some time here. And looks like they're coming up to one of the back markers. I believe that's Van Hoorn just up in front. But they have caught up massively, and we've actually got another battle between Fredella and Otto.
And I believe Fredella and Otto were also fighting before the pits. So all these drivers coming back together again after their stops. But Ko closing up the gap within 0.4 of a second.
Yeah, it looks like Otto has got past Fredella there through Parabolica. Can Fredella fight back into turn 1? No, he's going to back out of that. Looks like Hutchinson exiting the pits, and that would have blocked him from taking the inside line. But these three all on track together now. So Otto, Fredella and Hutchinson all battling for P11 as we speak. Which is good to see, but I think for Ko
got a little bit wrong.
Yeah, he's
the gravel.
Really struggling through Ascari, at least compared to Loverink. That's where he's losing most of the time here on this circuit of Monza. Castorino, the top two, now into the pits. That will be everyone, I believe, to serve their mandatory pit stop.
Now it's a question where they're coming out of the pits position-wise.
Yeah, Castorino's out of the pits there. Callaway's just passed him, but Castorino moves up into a P3 ahead of Loverink and Ko. You can just see them there in the background. So there we have it.
He was behind these two drivers.
Yep. So he's gained a lot of time there. And he's only 1.7 seconds behind Callaway now. He's on a mission, and well, P1 could still be on the cards, but I think Callaway isn't going to let Castorino pass easily. These two have had quite a hard battle at round 1 at Silverstone, but it looks like a qualifying ban for Castorino isn't going to affect him at all.
And hopefully these drivers can keep it clean when they are going to battle, because there was some contact between those two, I believe.
Yep,
the last race.
Yep, looks like Cascatu's got past Aaron Michaels there, so he's up into P21, and it is pretty much a recovery drive now for Cascatu. I think this might be one of his drop rounds for the season, but what a shame for Cascatu into turn 1, where he picked up all of that damage. Looks like we've got blue flags there for one of the drivers, and I think that is that still Mason, or is that no, I think that is Callaway getting past here. through Parabolica, and that's one of the McLarens just up in front, who hasn't got out of the way just yet. Looks like they're going to move out the way now. There we go. And they're still racing. Callaway using, well, putting out the slipstream at the last moment here. And who exactly is that McLaren? I think that is Michael's there in P22. And wow, a late move there for Castorino. Doesn't want to lose any time to that McLaren. And there we go, gets it done into turn 1. And no, hasn't really gained any time though on Callaway. They're still 1.5 seconds to each other.
And Castorino needed to overtake the McLaren, but going through this battle with Hart and Purcell, I believe it is, with Purcell trying to overtake and Purcell being within a second and in the slipstream, looking what the BMW can do against the Ferrari, going into the Parabolica.
Yeah, it looks like Lanza into the pits. Is that his second pit stop here of the race? I think it might be.
Purcell have almost making a mistake in the last corner, going really wide and losing the car a bit.
Yeah, he's lost a bit of time there. It's now 1.2 seconds between the two here. So it looks like Purcell won't be able to catch up just yet. Hutchinson and Topinka still neck and neck. Topinka in P13 at the moment. We saw him have a bit of a collision in Ascari before the pit stop phase, but he's making his way back up the field here. And oh, he's made another mistake there coming through the chicane. So Hutchinson's going to be able to get some breathing room. He's pulling away slightly now, and we look towards P3 here. Castorino on the back of Callaway now. These two are definitely battling for position, and could this be Steele Vason's opportunity to extend that 4-second lead he's got to these two?
And knowing these two of the last race, they will be battling quite severe, I think. But both drivers not going to give up really easily. Castorino closing down Callaway with almost 0.4 of a second on the entry. And look how close they are now.
Yeah, Castorino is so much quicker here at Monza. Now the Assetto, not the best car at Monza, of course, but we saw them on pole mainly due to the changeable conditions. The Hondas are so much quicker at Monza in general, and that's why you can see them lapping in the 47s still in the race. Both the Hondas, well, all the Hondas really, lapping very quick times here.
And now it's the case who can have the better exit out of the final corner. Tuck into the slipstream. Will Castorino go? Castorino only within the 0.2 of a second. Will it be enough for a lunge up the inside?
Yeah, it looks
it
like
goes to the outside.
It's pulled to the outside, yeah. It's no space on the inside for Castorino. Is he going to be later on the brakes? He's using a bit of the curb on the outside. They're still side by side here. A bit of contact between the two. Callaway had to leave room there. Castorino was on the inside. And that was a bit of a Max Verstappen and Hamilton moment, I think, between the two.
And Callaway not really happy with that move, flashing his lights a couple of times on Castorino.
Yeah, no, I think that was an okay move there from Castorino, but yeah, Callaway not happy with it at all.
And still flashing the lights. I'd say just keep focused on the racing and try to get him back for Callaway.
Yeah, I think that's his mistake. He's too busy pressing that flash button. He's going to lose too much time here to Callaway by doing so. He's not focusing on his race anymore. And that's the mentality difference that you've got between, well, the quickest drivers on the grid and the rest, really. They would have forgotten about that already, and they'd be trying to hunt down the car ahead. Looks like for Kellaway, yeah, he's too busy flashing his lights at the moment.
And looking at the comments, Scott Bradley, aka Bad and Bones, say missing Love Island for this. I would miss Love Island for this.
Oh yeah, no. That's not on the level of our broadcasts at all. Ours are way above that, and they're much more entertaining, I think, as well.
And Pinka is it's almost needing to defend of Hutchinson, who is in 1 second, and Tapinka making a couple of mistakes the last laps. So hopefully he can hang on to this position for P12.
Yeah, it looks like Perchar has just taken the fastest lap of the race, 147.2 here, almost into the 146s. It's a very quick lap
What
times.
a speed of the Hondas.
Yeah, they have, well, Castorino and Bertal have been on a mission here. I think the only two, well, actually, the race leader, still Vason in the 47s as well, so it's maybe Castorino won't be able to catch up in time. The gap's still 4 seconds between the two. There's a whole 18 minutes left to go of the race, which is plenty of time. It's just a question of, can Castorino lap quick enough to close that gap? And not only that, he has to catch up, and then he's got to do some overtaking as well. He has to get past.
And hopefully for Castorino there will be some back markers coming into play.
Yeah, looking here, that is Castorino down the inside of Vesala. They are side by side coming up towards the Parabolica. The Audi utilising the slipstream, and there we go. He's got that move done into the braking zone down the inside, but they're going to have to move out the way very shortly, because I believe that is one of the race leaders behind them. Which Honda is that? I think it's
Castorino.
Yes, it is Castorino, and there we go. He's going to get past. But it looks like that is Cascatu looking for a move on the Terito as well. Can he get 2 positions on this lap? And the Audi there, that was Terito. Yeah, made a huge mistake into turn 1, went too late on the brakes, and almost ended up going back on the track. Thankfully, slammed on the brakes there to stop the car rolling back. Yeah, unfortunate for him, he's lost quite a few positions as a result, but he's down to P21 now.
And it's go on the back of Bertal.
Yeah, so he's got past Loverink.
And look at the gap of between those two is 9 seconds. So Loverink might have made a mistake.
Yeah, he's definitely made a mistake somewhere. He was head of Co. So I'm not sure what's happened to Loverink.
Oh, and catching up to Bertal a bit. The gap 1.5 seconds. But Bertal still having the fastest lap of the race. It's trying to make way of some markers here. The 666 Audi a little bit in the way in the Ascari, but moving out of the way for Co, so that's nice driving of the Audi.
Oh no, I've just seen what's happened to Loverink here. We're going to bring the replay up in just a second, and it's not what we want to see, unfortunately, yeah, it's not what we want to see at all here. So he's approaching a back marker here, and I think you already know what's going to happen. So where the back marker makes a mistake, pulls towards the inside, but just doesn't brake enough. And there we go, makes contact with Loverink, and there we go, Loverink into the barriers, losing position, losing time as well.
It's so unfortunate for Loverink.
Yeah, real shame. I mean, not exactly sure what that McLaren was thinking, and that McLaren being, I believe that was Michael's. The green McLaren? Yes, it's Michael's. So Michael's... oh, the shocker there. Not exactly sure what was going on with Michael's.
And Michael's running in E23, running a bit of a lonely race, but also with Steel Vason. Look at the gap to Castorino, it came down to 2.7 seconds.
Yeah, and he's run very wide there, all over the gravel. But yeah, Castorino looking like a race win might be on the cards from starting at the back of the grid.
That would be one hell of a drive.
Yep, definitely.
Castorino is trying to gain on him. The gap is only 2.5 seconds, so maybe in a couple of laps we see Castorino right on the back of Steel Vason. So pulling away from Callaway with 3.2 seconds. So he can focus now purely on getting the race win.
Yep. He's into clean air now, trying to catch up to Steel Vason. We've got another battle going on for P18. Cascatu looks like he's got past Barth here, and Barth losing that position into the chicane. Cascatu up into P18 now. Looks like that is Callaway on the back of these two, so these two are going to have to move out the way as soon as possible. Barth not moving out the way just yet. He's probably going to do it after he gets around the next corner.
Of course, these two drivers are in a battle, but I think knowing Jan Barth will move out of the way, and there he goes.
Yeah, that's probably the best place to do it, and now Cascatu is going to have to... Oh, he's got a bit of a gap now, actually, to Callaway, so he might be able to do it down the start-finish straight. But Callaway now 3.5 seconds back to Castorino, so losing a bit of time to P2. It's not looking likely that he'll be able to catch back up to the Honda. And we've got Fredella closing in on Topinka as well, P11. Topinka closing in on Fredella once again. So these two, well, Topinka's pulled away from Hutchinson, and now he's looking for to gain P11 here on the Audi in front.
And Topinka having a bit of a weird race with a little bit of dodgy moments sometimes, but he's still on course for top 12, and hopefully for him he can make it P11 after in the end of the race. Going really wide with Topinka now only within 7/10. It's even closer. Can he size up a move into turn 1? It's now all about the exits out of the parabolica, and can he stay in the slipstream and being close enough?
He is close. He's got the slipstream, and it's a long straight down towards turn 1, and he's going to pull towards the outside this time. Fredella defending the inside, coming to turn 1. Is he going to get this move done? It needs to be later on the brakes if you want to do it around the outside. I don't think it's going to work there for Topinka. You can see there, great defending from Fredella, closing the door on the exit. And Topinka's had to slot back in. We've also got another battle going on for... Oh, well, we did. Between Midema and Hart. It looks like Midema has lost about a second there. And once again, Topinka thinking for a move. But he backs out of that. You're not really going to get one done there unless you're already side by side beforehand. And
Fredella just holding on with He's extending the gap to 1.2 seconds. Still, I think this battle won't be over for a while. With only 9 minutes to go. Anything can still happen for these two drivers. But also Hutchinson is trying to close in P13 with the gap 2.5 seconds.
And nearly losing the car there for Topinka. He's lost some time as a result to Fredella now. The gap's 1.5 seconds. That's going to allow Hutchinson to close back in. And looking at the gap between the top two, 1.5 seconds. But looks like Hart and Midema neck and neck here. Midema only 0.3 behind. And he's obviously repaired that damage in the pits. He hasn't got that on his car anymore. But let's see. It's gone board with Midema here.
And Midema getting a little bit of his pace back after the pit stops with repairing his car. And Hart and staying into the slipstream of Hart with the gap being 2 tenths at the moment. And trying to go up the inside.
Yeah, the slipstream's paid off for him, but is it going to be enough? Coming in towards turn 1, he's going to have the inside line, and looks like it will be. Actually, is that a bit of damage for Hart? Yes, it is. You saw his lights flickering there on the braking. So that's probably what's hindering his straight line speed, and that's why the BMW is able to just get past so easily. Right, is that the rain light on for Hart there? It looks like it is as well. Possibly left it on since from the qualifying session. It's not raining anymore. You can see he is losing time. You look back towards the top two. They're within a few tenths here. Flash of lights there from Castorino. Oh, has there been a bit of contact between the two maybe? We're going to have to check.
And look how close Castorino is. Both cars going a little bit wide. But Castorino is on the rear bumper of Stilvason.
Castorino, look, he's going to try and sell him the dummy, but he's on the outside here, coming up towards Ascari, and looks like Vason's going to hold on here, but he's really going to struggle on the straights, is Vason. We know the Honda is absolutely rapid on the straights, and it's going to be in the slipstream. So I think Vason's going to need to hope for need to have a miracle here if he wants to be able to hold on.
And look at them swerving, Stilvason on the defense, closing every door that he possibly has on his car. And Castorino in the slipstream, and look at the closing speed that he has. Going into turn 1 and he wants to go for the inside, but he can't, so going for the outside. Castorino did it before, but it's not happening.
He's going to focus on the exit there. Vason's had to have a compromised line. And look at the exit that Castorino's got there side by side once more. And this isn't going to end well if they are too wide into the next chicane, because this is even tighter than turn 1. And looks like one of them is going to have to back out of this, because 2 into 1 is not going to go. And looks like Vason later on the brakes. And is he going to get that done? He's got to be careful with the sausage curb. Jumps over the sausage curb there and makes a bit of contact between Castorino. But he's somehow, no, he hasn't held on to that position. Castorino gets that move done due to a mistake from Stilvason, and up into P1 he goes.
And what a battle between these two. Castorino doing a great job, of course, catching him and forcing him into a mistake. But now the Aston Martin is in the slipstream of the Honda, going into Ascari, and look at to your right side of the screen how close Aston Martin got there.
Yeah, you can see that Castorino tried to break the slipstream already. Both these two were lapping in the 47s leading up to this battle. So I think they're going to be quite even on pace, but Castorino is going to be able to pull away on the straights. As long as he can keep Vason out of the slipstream, The gap's 4 tenths between the two. And let's see. Oh, it's 2 tenths now, 3 tenths in fact. And Stuyvesant is closing in down this start-finish straight, but look, he's not close enough to go for this move. Looks like, I believe that's Hart exiting the pits there. Look how close Vason is on the braking. He outbrakes himself ever so slightly, but luckily doesn't come into contact with the race leader there, Castorino. And as a result, he's got a poor exit. And that's allowed Castorino to pull a second, so that's out of the slipstream range. And that's this might be it for Castorino. Might be able to just pull away now.
And with a little bit more than, I believe, 3 laps to go, and to face and pick himself back up and close the gap. That's the question for now, but he's going a little bit wide there in the first last mile.
Yeah, it looks like Van Hoorn made a mistake coming into turn 1 there. He's battling for P21 with Torito, but he's way too late on the brakes and had to take the escape road. So he's lost 2 seconds by doing so.
Castorino pulling away with 1.5 seconds now. So this is a battle for P1 over. That's the question now. And the Callaway is gaining a little bit decent, but I think the gap is too much to even go into P2 for Callaway.
Yeah, it looks like Bertel catching up to Callaway as well, so let's quickly switch that battle. Now these two also had a bit of a coming together at Silverstone, so let's see if they can keep it cleaner this time. But tensions are very, very high as we're into the final 2 minutes of this race now. Can Bertel try and get back on the podium? You can see there in the background, that is Cascatu and Hart. They're side by side as well, so another battle going on there between both of them. It looks like Cascatu has got past, so up into P16 he goes, and that is, oh no, Hart didn't pit a second time. He was just moving out the way there for the lead cars, which is good to see, but he's carrying that damage until the end of the race. It'd be a bit silly to go for another pit stop, of course.
Yeah, but maybe cars running on the last fumes of the car. The Bertel closing in with 4 tenths. And now right on the back of Callaway. And he do the same thing as Castorino did to Stuyvesant into turn 1.
Yeah, he looks to be a bit too far back exiting Parabolica, so I'm not sure he's going to get that run. And look at that, Callaway's got a bit of a slipstream as well. That's Miedema moving out of the way. But yeah, no, I don't think Bertel's close enough coming into turn 1, so Callaway can comfortably take his normal racing line. He doesn't have to defend, but into the braking zone. Look how close Bertel is. That is absolutely nothing separating the two, and this is where we saw Castorino get past. Can Bertel do the same? I don't think he's going to be able to either. Looks like Callaway's going slightly different. Oh, he's going very defensive, in fact. He's going to hold that inside line, and he's not going to let Bertel through just yet. Bertel, is he trying to go around the outside? They are side by side here. Callaway's left him the room, but no. Not sure why Bertel was flashing his lights there. Nothing really happened.
Maybe Callaway went a bit off track and came back a bit.
No, I don't think there was anything wrong with that.
Timer is now on 0, so this is the last lap, I believe.
Yep, this is the last lap. Castorino coming through Ascari now, and this is Pertal's last chance to go for a move. Callaway's going to defend for his life. He's going to try and park the car on every apex he can, but this is where it matters, down the straight. I think he's going to have to hold that inside line up towards Parabolica. If not, Pertal's going to have to slot down the inside. Looks like he is holding that inside line. Pertal's going to have to do it the long way around here, and Callaway moves back over to the racing line, and looks like he's not going to get this done, but Castorino is going to cross the line here. P1 for him, starting at the back of the grid. What a performance for Castorino. Still racing P2, and looks like it's a drag race to the line. Callaway is going to cross the line in P3, and Pertal is going to cross the line there in P4.
What a close finish for the last spot on the podium. Let's go coming home in P5.
Yeah, Loverink is going to finish in P6 after a bit of a mishap with a back marker, but still a good position to finish in. What could have been though for Loverink, he would have been battling with Co really until the end possibly, but unfortunately. We know what happened between those two prior. He's going to finish in P7. Fenara only 1.5 seconds behind him.
And this race only one prior, so no confusion about who's who.
Yeah, exactly. Pryor's going to finish in P7. Looks to be happy with that result as well. Fenara is going to finish in P8. Sorry, Otto is going to finish in P9. And Pixley is going to finish in P10 as well. So where is Pixley currently? Coming through Parabolica as well. So Otto crossing the line in P9. Top 10 finish for Otto. And likewise for Pixley as well. After facing the wrong way, top 10 finish for Pixley, pretty good. But stay tuned. We'll see if we can get some interviews with the top 3. And we'll be back very shortly. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, doesn't look like we'll be able to get any interviews today, so there we have it. That was Castorino in P1, Steel Racing in P2, and Callaway in P3. We'll be back live tomorrow for the Next Level Racing GT3 Championship, where we are at, if I can remember, we're at Nürburgring. We had Nürburgring just the other day, yesterday in fact, on the PS5 Championship, and there it was raining, but this time it is dry for Nürburgring for tomorrow. But make sure to tune in then. From me and Cody, it's good night and take care.